One, two, three, four. the first day of the second month of the latest year. It is a Bottom of Glass Nation show. I am the General, your host, Gen X Dad. Gen X Mom is to my left. You're right. You will not hear from Gen X Mom. You will not see Gen X Mom. The only thing you might all be blessed with is the fragrant aroma that drifts across the screen. If it can make its way through the microphone to you, then you are blessed. And if not, you just got to trust me. She's there. This is not some psycho or a Big Bang Theory thing where she's a dead person that I'm pretending to. No. She's right there. She's just being very quiet right now. She's being very focused because she's very upset and frustrated. The internet and the storms and the wind and the things are not working right. So she has cut off camera. She has cut off microphone, and she is just strictly working on the sheets, and it's not going well. However, your gifted and talented trained broadcast professional has made it all the way from the depths of 7 a.m. this morning till just not quite 7 a.m. I was up a little bit after 7. Anyway, all the way until I've been 9 hours, more than 9 hours in this chair. 9 hours working here, slaving away. No, not just for the benefit of the Bottom of the Glass Nation. I did put in my portion of time for that. However, all of the getting caught up from Vegas is still needed to get done. All of the things that we've promised to get out, we're pushing that direction. And just as much time as I've spent out here, Gen X Mom, Mama X, has spent in her office. Yeah. So it has been just when we finally get to this point, not only are we trying to figure out if we forgot something, which we most certainly did, but we need the alcohol to continue going. Yeah, it's time to set aside the day, throw everything up. This goes for you folks too. I'm telling you right now, you have permission. Okay, pull the drapes, put the dog out, okay, kick off your shoes, settle back into a chair, get something, get an adult beverage, crack it open, pour it whichever way you want, and settle in because we got a great show. We got stuff. If people quit needling me from the side on what I'm supposed to say, we got a great show planned. We have a better recap from Vegas, plus some stuff coming up, and then I just want to yammer for a few minutes. So if you got your yammer fluid out, it's yammer fluid night. This is what helps me yammer. Also, be prepared. You drinking an adult beverage helps you tolerate, understand my yammering. This is a very symbiotic relationship, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't do your part and participate in the drinking, well, I can't be responsible for your enjoyment level of the show. It's very much related to how much you drink. All right. We talked about it before in Las Vegas. Let's raise a glass right now, see if anybody's got one with. There's a few. I missed some of those going by. I do have a screen up where I can see some of the comments. Tim Mitchell's in there. Sweets gave me a bunch of shots. Thank you very much. Who else? Shoeless one. He circled the red wagons and the drink. There we got some stuff. Shannon Brigode. Jennifer Whitehead gave me some love there too. There we go. E-Fog's got some beers clanking. Jason Bertrand. That's the names of some people I'm familiar with. If you guys remember, we covered the lecture. We went back over the story live in Las Vegas of circling the wagons and the pomegranate stain and who that relates to. Josh Maddox, thank you very much. Let's drink one together and kick this pig. No chaser, no nothing. You know, Dr. McDreamy's looking right now. He's looking at his screen, and he's looking for bubbles because that's what he does. But either way, he won't know if I'm hiding the bubbles. He can't tell. Sweet nectar of the gods. All right, so let us begin. I even wrote down a book of lies. That's how thorough I have become. The book of lies is present tonight. We haven't had a book of lies in a long time. So if you Legion of X, you extras, you soldiers can fall in line right now. There's time. Grab your drink. Get to the back if you want to be comfy. Get to the front if you want to hear. But there's plenty of room inside. But the last guy in, shut the door and lock it. We don't need any stragglers. Okay. Doom. Let's see. I heard that it was Scott Royston's 50th birthday tomorrow, so I'd wish him a happy 50th birthday. I don't know if he's here. I did write an email to Scott. You guys remember the Scott Royston debacle of 2023? I'm not sure where he's at. He did write me an email letting me know he's worked some stuff out. If we see his name in here, then we'll assume he has arrived. All right, that was it for Scott. For those of you following along my weight loss and the Fat Guy Challenge, I'm happy about Las Vegas because I ate a bunch of food, but I did a bunch of walking there. You know, casinos are very far apart. Boom, lots of stuff. You can't ride a monorail inside the casino. You can't ride a moving escalator from one end of the hotel to the other. No. So I was kind of like, well, I'm eating a bunch of bad food and drinking a bunch, but I am walking. I broke even. I actually came out a little bit ahead, but for all practical purposes, I broke even. So I got to say I'm happy about that fact. Yeah, the podcast is coming up. I don't know if I have a picture. I think I do. I think I have a new picture. There's a new picture every week. I think we got one for the podcast. Yeah, that's the one. Well, okay, now I'm looking at my wife. Now I see why she was questioning that picture. I think she should stop taking those pictures after I begin drinking. The podcast is up, and why that's important is that we did it. We went live. I'm going to tell you a little secret. We went live on the radio, KGXT Radio, kgxtradio.com. We announced it ahead of time. I sent you guys a Patreon email. I have no way of contacting you guys through YouTube, through Facebook, through Rumble. Can't do it. I can post something and hope you see it, but Patreon, I can send you an email. So I sent out a quick email and said, hey, we're going to be live doing the recording session for the podcast, which we did. I got to tell you that my wife, we cut out 35 minutes of what you guys heard live. Some of you heard the live recording. Some of you heard it from beginning to end, all the fumbling, dicking around, and problems. You guys heard the whole thing. We did edit one, and we placed one out there. It'll drop tonight at midnight like it always does, 12:02 a.m. Los Angeles time. That'll drop, and you guys can hear it. But I'm telling you, my wife she'll tell you some stuff. She ain't got no problem telling you some stuff on the radio because there's no platform. We're not on YouTube. We're not on Facebook. Nobody can fire us. It's literally our radio station. So we're out there, and she went off on some stuff. Now, thankfully, we had a filter. Yeah, we have a very good filter, and that filter was Mrs. Forwatten. She gently pulled me aside afterwards. I was doing the editing. It was about the middle of the day, and she's like whispering, going, "Hey, there's a couple things that we have some questions on, some gut feelings about." She was right. There were some things that I questioned whether we should let out to the masses. Now, if you heard it live, you heard it live. There's no replay. It's a real radio station. You can't go back on a radio station and rewind. No. This is just listen live or miss it. That's all there is. And Mrs. Four helped me edit some stuff down. We cut out about 35 minutes. And we gave you some good stuff. There's some good stuff in the podcast. But the way I want to explain that to you is that when you guys hear the podcast, remember, Patreon is the only way that I can reach you guys. That was the only way. If you don't join Patreon, all the moderators, Josh is over on Rumble, and we got a couple people working over on Facebook, on the 2 Facebook pages, and of course you have the pillars of society, Two Bear and Mrs. Forwatten working the YouTube page. But if they can put up the link to Patreon, you guys can join. Yes, it's $1. Cry me a river. It's $1. You get an awful lot of content for $1. You really do. You get a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Plus, the email. When we do something live, if we're going to sneak in a live stream on the radio, we're going to do a thing that nobody else gets. It's not on any other platform. It's nowhere on YouTube, nowhere on Facebook. You guys want that. I have to be able to tell you, or you can just listen to the radio station 24 hours a day and get lucky when you get listening when we jump on there. That's how that works. So remember that. There's now a new reason to join Patreon. If you thought it was the best dollar you'd ever spent before, well, let me tell you. All right. So, real quick, want to do some stuff. I'm going to bounce around a little bit here, but it's good. It's good entertainment. So, Gen X Mom made the shirts for Las Vegas. We took them there. We sold a couple shirts while we were there, and she's got 2 different kinds that she's doing here. But I'm telling you right now, I put this up on Discord. For the Discord folks, she's going to pull them. You guys need to put up the link to the shirts or to the shop. You guys need to do this. I'm not saying you got to do it right now during the show. She's not going to pull them off of the store by the end of the show. But if you want a commemorative shirt, this is it. If you want to order one, if you want to say you had one, or especially if you were there. If you were there and you went to this event, you certainly would want one for that. You got to order it pretty soon because she's going to pull them off there. As you guys know, we don't leave our merchandise up there forever just hoping that we can rake in all these sales. No, 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 no. We do these things by event. We leave them up for a little while. Then everybody complains, well, where's my stuff? We pulled it. You waited too long. So I'm telling you, it's the first of the month. If you got your alimony check at the first of the month, go cash it in or cash in your aluminum cans and buy a Gen X Talks t-shirt from Gen X Mom. She makes them all herself. Quit crying about it. All right. So I said I was going to bounce around a little bit. There were some things that bothered me. This was an article that came out. Billy Baldwin says he and his wife temporarily separated after she dedicated her life to Jesus. Now, I know the Baldwins, and I think they fit the same category as I do. Not only did Billy Baldwin was not following Jesus after that, he separated from his wife, but it's not because he chose to hey, I'm not going down that path. That's what most of you would think, right? That's what happened around here when my wife dedicated her life to Jesus. You would think that if I wasn't following along, it was my choice to not. No. I'm in the same camp as the Baldwins. When your wife dedicates her life to Jesus, God steps in and says, whoa, where are you going? I said, well, my wife was going to follow you. I figured I'd tag along. No. You just sit your fat ass down right over there. You ain't going anywhere. And off Jesus and my wife walked. So just letting you know, I'm a little sympathetic towards the Baldwin camp. I understand. I do understand when God says, you're not ready for this. You're not, no. And so you have to wait. You're just stuck there. So I'm a little sympathetic. There is another one here. This story is pretty new. Maine, now read the title on this. This goes into what we always talk about. I look at these and do I click on them or not? The Billy Baldwin one, didn't bother clicking on the story, don't need to. This one was a little bit different. Maine lobster man hears mysterious cries from the water leading to a miraculous rescue. Now it shows a ship. That doesn't even look like a lobster vessel. I've seen Forrest Gump. Okay, I know what shrimping boats look like. That don't look like no lobster or shrimping boat to me, but it's a nice picture. But it's docked. And I'm thinking, okay, so did he hear something around the dock? Did he hear something in the harbor? I had to click. It turns out that it's very misleading. This boat capsized. The husband, the man, swam to shore. The woman got lost. And there was all sorts of chatter all over the radio. All these boats on the radio were going out looking. So this guy figured he'd go out and look. And then he hears the woman, and she's in a very precarious place, but he figures out where she is and calls for help, and they rescue the lady. That, not quite the way. So I did click on this one. Not quite the way I wanted it to turn out. I thought there was more of he was in the still of the night. He heard some weird crying while he was drinking some Jack Daniels and smoking an Isla del Sol on the deck of his boat. And then he looks, I thought it was going to be more like one of those stories, but still a good story. Happy ending. Everybody made it. So just so you know, that was the deal on that. All right. For those of you asking, yes, the Facebook Garage Show is going to come back in spring. We're going to do a late spring summer run of the Garage Show. We're going to get it set up for it. It's going to be a great show. Microphones, cameras, computer out there. We're getting all set for that. It will return. Please quit emailing me. I promise it'll come back. Now, this is a more personal note for you guys. So I need you guys to pay attention because you guys really brought this on yourself. This is a personal note from me, the general, to you guys. Extras, if you please, the Legion of X, a bunch of degenerates just like me. I got you. But you guys did this to yourself. And what am I referring to is this stuff's got to stop. This whole thing about my wife being a queen it's really gone overboard because now whenever I don't give in to what she wants, she walks around the house with her crown pointing at it. Like I'm supposed to see the crown and go, oh my God, you are a real queen. I'm sorry, please let me submit to whatever you want right now. And you guys did this. You guys provided the crowns for her. I heard that Trippy Pineapple bought her a golden crown somewhere, Las Vegas or somewhere. So now she's got 3 crowns. Now, here's the part I didn't tell my wife. And I don't know. I copied and pasted it, but I don't know where I put it. So I'll just tell you. Somewhere on Discord. Now, remember, we went live today on the radio, and no one has heard the podcast yet because we haven't published it. But somebody listening, I'm not saying it was Trippy Pineapple, but somebody who listened to the live radio broadcast went on to Discord and put up a poll. And you know what the poll said? It said, is Gen X mom a queen or not? Yes or no? Do you know there wasn't one person who voted no? Well, until I got there. There's one person in the no column. This guy. You know what that tells me? That tells me there's only one person in Discord with any common sense whatsoever. None of you men have the courage to stand up for your position as a husband, as a father, as a partner, and look across the table at your woman and say, no, nay, I say, nay. You see how I'm doing as a politician? Nay, I say. So, yeah, according to Discord, she's a queen, but what do you guys in Discord really know? Nothing. Not even a goddamn thing, even a little bit. So that's disqualified. The crowns don't count. The poll doesn't count. We're just going to go with what I say. All right. This was an interesting story. In Canada, now read what it says. Canada delays euthanizing mentally ill people, but not because it's an insane plan. Now, I didn't click on this. I don't care. I want to say that anybody who euthanizes mentally ill people is a fucked up individual. And I'm not saying the left-leaning, left progressive Trudeau of Canada is such a fucking left blutard that this is his brainchild and he's endorsing it. I'm not saying that. I'm actually saying I'm going along with it. All right? Are you listening? Pay attention. I think euthanizing mentally ill people needs to start tomorrow in Canada, and all the government workers that are mentally ill need to be first, second, third, fourth in line all the way till they're all gone. Then I recommend we stop doing it. You follow along? I think if Canada's going to euthanize mentally ill people, I think they should lead by example. I think they should start at the top, and I think they should sweep all the way through their government, and then stop. Let's put an indefinite pause on it for the common folk. Let's figure out how to help mentally ill people and comfort them and keep them okay. And you know what? I think policies may change. If we execute this program in Canada, starting with the government, I think we'd all be okay. That's as far as I read. Common sense rules the day on that one. Here's another one, you guys. This one might take a minute. Pay attention. This is a story it's always been bubbling, and now it's poking its head above the water. We need to rein them in. Lawmakers rail against social media CEOs. But is there any regulation in sight? I want you to think, I hate how social media is run, because it's a private company. Facebook is a private company. YouTube is a private company. They can say what they want. They can squash down conservative values. It's theirs. It's their platform. Just like you guys come to me and say, why won't you let me comment and say the things I want on Gen X Talks channel? This is a freedom of speech. No, it's not, asshole. If you come on one of our channels and you say shit we don't like, we delete you. We block you. We don't give a shit. It's our channel. We have that much control. But so does the platform. If we're on YouTube and we can say to someone, you're full of shit, we're blocking you, YouTube has the right to say that we are full of shit and block us. You can do that. It's a private channel. There's no freedom of speech. If I want freedom of speech, I'm allowed to run out on a public street corner and say everything I want out loud. I'm not allowed to run into someone's place of business and say what I want. I can't kick the door into their living room and say what I want. Those are private places that are privately owned by private individuals. I'm not allowed to do that. Like it or not, YouTube and Facebook are privately held companies. Well, you can say they're publicly held, but Zuckerberg runs it. Google runs it. It's a private company. Just like I can shut you down for saying stuff that I don't like, they can shut me down for saying stuff they don't like. Hence the radio station. You following along? But keep in mind what this means. Don't get overjoyed when the government says they're going to shut them down and regulate them. Do they really want to? What they want is that if they can get some regulations in place, they can, by law. Now think about why Facebook and Google, YouTube, they're not really fighting back on this too much. Oh, they make a good show of it, but they're in bed together. So listen to this. What if the government comes in and says, listen, we're going to pretend that we're fighting for freedom of speech. We're going to pretend we're fighting for the common man. We're going to come in and we're going to swoop in and regulate Facebook and regulate YouTube. Now, for all of us on the outside looking in, that sounds great. Yeah, fuck those guys. We've been so angry at platforms for so long. Somebody needs to do it. And who's above them? Who can be above the platforms? Who can kick Mark Zuckerberg in the balls? Only the government. So we're all for that. We're going there. Yeah, fuck those guys. Go get them. Government swoops in and says, okay, let's make some rules around here, some regulations. And what if those rules and regulations squash conservatism, squash common sense, promote lunacy? Can we be mad at Facebook anymore when they block us? No. Because Facebook can come out and say, whoa, this is government regulation. We didn't do this. These are new government regulations that have just come. We're stuck. We have no control anymore. The government writes these rules, writes these regulations. We don't have any control over it anymore. Now we can't be mad at Google. We can't be mad at YouTube. We can't be mad at Facebook. There's regulations in place. Also, what does that do to X, to Twitter? Elon Musk has now freed everything up. There is freedom of speech on Twitter now. But along comes some regulations. So now you can craft regulations that squash everything you don't like. You can, and they can hide behind that. Facebook can hide. Whoa, not us. Government, not us. We didn't do that. It also starts to restrain and constrict Twitter, X, and Elon Musk all at once. And how did we get there? All in the name of the government standing up for the little guy, taking on those corporations, taking on those giant behemoth social media platforms. We stepped in and we did it for you. Vote for us. I hate the social media platforms and how they regulate things. They've loosened up quite a bit since COVID. I mean, a lot. But I still don't like them. But I'm kind of thinking I would like the government intervention even less. Because they're not going to tell us what they're going to do until after they do it. Not like they're going to put it to a public vote. They're just going to go do it. So be careful. I'm just warning you, when you see all these things, and even on Fox News, when they get out there and, all right, they're going after him. Well, yeah, not so much. I wasn't born yesterday. I've gone around the sun 56 times. Picked up a few things. I'm letting you guys know right now, this might be something you want to keep an eye on. Long after I'm dead and gone, you guys can have a little bit of, oh my God, he was right. So be careful with that. Let's see. Now, we talked a little bit about Las Vegas and Mike Perkins. Now, I want you guys, I just discovered this 2 hours ago. So bear with me. Now, I might need to have a little bit more of a drink to get through this one, because we found some proof and some evidence that Two Bear may have to act on. We found some stuff, digging deep into the archives of Gen X Talks. We might have to excommunicate Mike Perkins. Now, I know Two Bear's not going to do that, but he might have to put him on report. Mike Perkins may be on pots and pans kitchen duty after this discovery. All right, let's have a drink. In fact, let's get ready and pour another, because you know another drink's going to be needed in no time flat. We want to be ready for that, do we not? I think we do. All right, so let's look at this picture. There are 7 people in this picture. Mike Perkins is in the back right, and Gen X mom, Mama X, my lovely wife, is dead center. I don't know who took this picture, and it really doesn't matter. Someone took this picture, and at this point in the evening, at this point in Omega Mart in Las Vegas, Mike Perkins was doing his job. Well, how do we know? Well, Gen X mom's right there in the picture. Of course he's doing his job. He's keeping very close contact. Now, there's various stories on how she disappeared. The most common lie that Gen X mom and Mike Perkins concocted, along with a host of witnesses, was she went for a drink. Everybody went left. She went right for a drink. Okay. I submit this as in evidence as object 1. And this is 2. This is the same area, the same location, the same group of people. I'm assuming the same person taking a picture. And look, no Gen X mom. Now, does this look like everybody was dispersing and for a drink? And they all went to the right for a drink and she went to the left. That's the story I've been told. That's what I was told. Now, you can't say, well, don't worry about this, General. Gen X mom obviously was the one taking the picture. Okay, who took the last picture when she was in it? This is clear evidence that during this picture-taking session, I submit she walked away and Mike Perkins was more enthralled with being on camera, thought it was more important to stay for the photo shoot. I submit this as Exhibit B, that she slipped away during the middle of pictures being taken and nobody cared. That bullshit story of how we all were wandering around and we all went to the right for a drink and she went left. Now, it's all bullshit. I caught it right here. I submitted the evidence. Now, once I filed the complaint with our security team, Two Bear's going to have to put his feet up, smoke on that pipe a little bit, and figure it out an answer. Because the car show is coming, Mike Perkins. We can't be having you cannot have my wife wandering off on a car show. No. All right, just pointing some stuff out, man. I'm trying to be Captain Obvious here. This isn't rocket science. This is just evidence that's been presented to me. I'm just showing it to you folks. You understand? All right, good. Glad you're coming along with that. All right, where was I? Where was I? Here's 7 pictures, 6 pictures. There was one here that I didn't even open. You guys, we go to the thing and did I open it or not? Father and mistress were executed after throwing toddlers out of a high-rise window. Didn't even open this one. Don't care because I don't want to know any more details. It would upset me very much. But I'm 100%. I wish the father and mistress I wish they'd kill him again. That's how I feel. I wish they'd have thrown them off of whatever tower and done it 2 or 3 times. That's how I feel. Didn't open that one. So here's one for you. This is a new story out. The Red Man, 1942, 2019, pro-Native American activist fighting to save indigenous traditions in nationwide war against wokeness. These are people trying to not let the indigenous people, the Native Americans, the Indians, get removed from every sports team, every high school, every college. They're trying to save it. Oh, well, welcome aboard. How many of you guys remember the argument I made 2.5 years ago? I told you guys this. Here was my argument. When they were trying to get rid of the Washington Redskins and the Cleveland Indians, and there was this big push, the pendulum had not begun swinging back the other direction yet. Remember that? Remember how that went along? And what did I say? When it came time for me to be on camera, when I was asked to comment about what do you think about all these Native American people, they're getting stripped of all their sports, I said, good. They don't deserve it. We don't have very many football teams in America. We don't have many NFL teams. There's just a handful by comparison. What makes you think a Native American, anybody, should have a football team named after? Who are you? What have you done? You get rid of that Redskins name right now. They don't deserve one. Native Americans don't deserve that. There should be no Atlanta Braves. There should be no Chiefs. There shouldn't be the Cleveland Indians. Don't sit there and tell me these Native American tribes and stuff, they deserve a professional football team, a professional baseball team. You think we should waste a club name on them for what? What have they ever done? No. We need to have these have to be powerful names like the Yankees, the Yankees who are the Northerners who won the Civil War. Some stuff out there, man. You cannot burn up. You can't waste it on. They don't deserve it. They shouldn't have it. Remember that? And of course, I said that very tongue in cheek, getting everybody riled up because all of a sudden, even some of the people that were sitting there and saying, yeah, take it down, take it down. Wait, what? What do you mean we don't deserve it? No, we were taking it down because you were using and abusing and humiliating. What do you mean we don't deserve? Yes, we deserve it. Never mind. Put it back. We deserve it. Now, nobody listened. Actually, it's not true. A few people listened. But now the argument, the exact argument that is being made all over the country is, guess what? We deserve some recognition. We name your high school football mascots after us where appropriate, where they've been. We're part of a tradition. Look at that. 1942 to 2019. I don't care what you call it. That's tradition by now. Leave it. So the very thing that I was saying before to get people riled up, to get people turning their position, even people that were hardcore tearing everything down, some of them stopped and went, wait a second, we deserve that. We should have a pro team. Why can't we have a pro team? We're Native Americans. We should all of a sudden, but it wasn't enough to stop some of it. You know, the Cleveland Indians changed, the Washington Redskins changed, but the pendulum is swinging back the other way now. And guess what argument is being used all over the country? Well, hold on a second. We deserve to be represented in sports. We deserve to be represented in high school. We deserve to be represented in colleges. Yes, you do. I'm with you 100%. I wish you'd have listened to me a long time ago. Pissing you off made you kick into high gear. You're a little late on some things, but thank God you're here now because a lot of these are being saved. I'm hoping to start seeing some things getting put back. That's what I'm hoping for. So just so you guys know, something that Gen X Talks had been promoting, a discussion we'd been working on, a way to get people angry, upset, channel their anger and say, yes, let's all get back in there and put them back, the sports teams back where they were. We've always been all for that. Now it's happening. Yeah. You're welcome, America. And maybe Denmark. I'm not sure what they're doing on that. But just thought I'd bring that to your attention, that the very thing that we've been promoting, they are now using as their main argument. All right. This is one I'm not sure. I should have checked with Gen X Mom. I know for a fact that a lot of you women out there, and some men to be fair, you would like nothing better than to walk into your front door after a hard day of working and having your house or apartment smell like the General. I mean, who wouldn't? Gen X Mom actually found a candle, and I don't know if she's still selling it or she's going to sell it. She got a sticker so she can relabel it because they labeled it something from 1985. We can't have that. But here it is. Drakkar, the candle. Now she's going to put a big sticker on the top, and so there. Smells like night. She's got a sticker that smells like 1985. So if it's on the website, I'm sure you guys can go poke around and find it. If you really want to enjoy Gen X Talks to its fullest, as you're listening to a podcast, as you're watching a live stream, please make sure you're burning some of this in the background. The general purpose candle. Yes. Scented men candle. Yeah, I'm not sure why natural soy wax is on there. I'm not sure what that means. But anyway, I think it's important for you to immerse yourself completely in the moment and have a candle. Oh, I'm so full of shit all the time. I gotta tell you, I gotta take a drink once in a while. Hey, I said that whole thing without laughing. I didn't laugh till the very end. So shut up. There's a bet with some of the guys going, you can't get through that whole segment without laughing. And I did, so pay up. All right, let's move on from the smell of 1985. That should be a commercial. Yes, you too can have your house smelling like the General in no time. All right. Let's see. Yeah, this was from Vegas. I'm bouncing around between news and trying to do a recap. I'm not going to make a huge deal about this. Gen X Mom took part in the next two things. One of them you've seen, maybe the other one you didn't. Yeah, there's Josh Maddox getting a big old kiss. Hey, Josh, I know you're listening right now. Look real close to that picture, buddy. You got kissed by an angel, and there's actual halo over her head. Did you notice that? Did you see that, buddy? Little halo over her Mama X's head. So you got kissed by an angel, and then she did this. The next moment she hired a couple of cop look-alike prostitutes to harass Josh. And so he said, "There you go, big boy. You're on your own." So Josh had an extreme of affairs in Las Vegas, didn't he? He did. All right. I don't want to talk about that. That one says finish. Yeah. So I told you guys last week I couldn't edit in Streamlabs. I told you I tried to log in to change the $2 whore. We do have a new $2 whore tonight. I couldn't reset the jar. I couldn't do anything. This is a screenshot of what happened. Do you see what that says? This will allow Streamlabs to, look at the second one, see, edit, and permanently delete your YouTube videos, ratings, comments, and captions. Do you wonder why I said no? I didn't know how to get through this. There was no option to say skip on this page. Just so you guys know, I wasn't bullshitting you. This is something I really had to do last time. All right. So there was something I want to bring up too. I'm hoping that all the moderators have the direct link to Two Bears Car Show. We are 1 month away. It's in Southern California. Two Bears working hard on this. It's going to be a big, big, big event. We're staying at a hotel down in Rialto, I think it is. The link to the hotel, if you guys want to go down there and stay, there's a couple that emailed me about and direct messaged me about flying in. I think the closest place to fly in is Ontario International. It's really close, and you can get right to the event. You can get right to the hotel. It's not too far away. But if you guys can put up the link to the car show, we're developing it. We're working on it. We're making it bigger every week. We're actually going to see Two Bear tomorrow after the World Show. We're going to head down there. Tomorrow's when I'm going to talk about Texas. A lot of you have been asking about Texas and its sovereignty and what it's allowed to do. Believe me, I've been following along closely. It's just I can't take up a whole show on that. I can on a World Show because a lot of people around the world that are looking at that going, whoa, 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 whoa. Texas is the state you don't want to fuck with. You want to talk about a state that would secede from the union and say, okay, we're done with you? That would be Texas before anybody else. That's my opinion. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. And Ashley Beth Crawford, Mrs. ABC, really wanted to know, sweetheart, 10 o'clock tomorrow, Los Angeles time. Let's get into that. All right. So where was I? The car show. So you guys get the link to the car show. Pay attention. We're going to start promoting it on videos. We're going to start talking about it more. We're going to give you guys the links. We're going to send stuff out there because you don't want to miss it. It's one day. You don't got to fly to Vegas for 4 days. You just got to go to Southern California for 1 day. Not bad at all. It's a great car show. We've been there. This is our third year attending. I think this is their fourth or fifth one, but it's the third year where they've asked us to participate, and we just want to do our part to make it a lot of fun. So click the link. If you can get down there, get down there. You don't have to buy a ticket. You can just show up. If you want to fly in, go to Ontario. You want to get a room, go to the hotel in the link. That's where we're all going to be. We're going to have dinner the night before and hang out at the bar. So if you want to hang out with us before then, this is how you do it. I'm giving you insider information, man. Not that the Sun Valley Fox is going to show up. He didn't even show up in Vegas. Pulled an illness card, got a note from his doctor, faked being sick. Oh, my God. So we'll have to go and see who shows up for this one, but it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Let me scroll on down. There was things I was going to say. Da-doom, she goes home. She says, everyone, don't talk about that. Kiss Angel, Josh. No more Taylor Swift. I'm not talking about her. And then we get down here. So, all right, before we go back to, let me click on, let's see, click on this one right here. Okay. We would like to set something, if you listen to the podcast that drops at midnight, some strange things occurred that may make us push really hard to have a big Reno event. We were kind of hesitating on whether we should or shouldn't. There's a couple things that are falling into place that I think we can go do it. And one of the things is about promotion. I guess we have quite a following in Northern California, Sacramento area, San Francisco, that, at the northern end of the San Joaquin Valley. And there's some guys that, you'll listen to it. You listen to it on the radio. Anyway, so Reno may happen. Right now it's on the calendar as sometime in late spring. Okay, that's one. Number two, we want to do another Gen X Talks barbecue. I kind of like to do the barbecue before the Reno trip. We have not picked a date. We are trying to pick a date. Now, you said we did it, when was Memorial Weekend last year? Labor Day weekend. We did it Labor Day weekend last year. It was a long weekend. People had time off. It was still warm, good weather. It had a lot of people show up. We think we'd like to do that again. It will be ticket or invite only. I just don't want a bunch of people showing up at my house. I want to kind of vet who's going to be here and who's not. I don't care if it's a smaller event, because that I'd kind of prefer it that way. But we do want to do that. We do want to have that set. I'm trying to see if I can get Mrs. Fort Watton to get her narrow ass on a plane and get out here. I think she's denied us her loveliness in person too often. That's my feelings on the matter. So I'm working on her about that. But we are going to set up. So listen, if you're saving up your time to go do something, what better place to waste time than in a Gen X Talks barbecue? We had a lot of fun last year. We'll try to get Josh Maddox out here again and let him strum around on the guitar. But just know, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we have to put something in for Reno if we're going to do it, and the Gen X Talks barbecue. We want to do that again this year. All right, so where was I? This is a shot from last year's barbecue. And that's Iceman sitting there in the chair, and Gen X Mom, Mama X. Now, you see how everybody in this picture is staring off camera intently? Clearly, I was saying something important. Don't forget that fact. Don't let that escape you at this moment. Clearly, there was something going on. In fact, I think I was in the background in this picture. I think they were looking at something Two Bear was saying or doing. But that's just me. What do I know? Dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. All right. So I want to cover a couple things in Las Vegas. Yes. Positions 1, 2, and 3 for the final race. David Black won. Two Bear was second. And MarcyZavala.com was third. I want to point out that last year's race, Josh Maddox bumped in, hit everybody, spun everybody out of control, so no one could qualify correctly, and the results were skewed, but David Black won. This year, Josh did not run into anybody during qualifying. He didn't run into anybody during the practice races. He didn't run into anybody at any time except for the final race. He wiped everybody out, skewed the results, and David Black won. Now, I'm not saying I saw David, after this was all over, slip him a $100 bill. I'm just saying, David, I don't know if he can rely strictly on his skill as a driver, but nonetheless, 2 years in a row, David Black has won the first position. He won the trophy. So please, could someone come out next year and just run his ass off the road so we can have a different picture for the number one guy? I'd really appreciate it. This is kind of getting repetitive, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, yeah, these carts were fast. I did make it for the final race. That's Briggs and Damon Zavala, Dr. McDreamy. These carts boogied, man. They were a lot faster than I thought. They were electric, they were quick, and they moved. I'm not kidding. I'm surprised there wasn't a rollover out there. They've got them pretty wide and pretty spread out, but these things move. They're quick. So, yeah. And here's another one. Here's another picture. Look at David being all sad, leaning. You know why? Because Loud One sponsored the event, and all the money he has could not buy him a win. No. I think he came in 32nd place, and there was only 15 people racing. And he still came in 32nd. That's my opinion. What do I know? I could be wrong. And here's another thing. So we do this, and we set this up, and I'm posting pictures right when we got back on Facebook, and I'm posting pictures on Patreon. I'm posting pictures, trying to get members-only content up there. And you know what Loud One sends me? He sends me a text after all these pages. I'm still tired. I'm exhausted. I'm not seeing straight. I'm trying to get good comments out there. I'm trying to get the pictures out there. And apparently I didn't put the picture of Loud One up on one of the... He says, well, where's my picture? Now, of course, he says, oh, I'm just kidding. I don't care if my picture's up there. Yeah. You know how that goes. Someone says, hey, I'm just joking around. No, you're not. No, you're not, you goddamn son of a... You know what? You lost. Loud One, you fucking lost. You don't get your picture up there. Here's one for Loud One. I'll drag this one out there for you. This one was Loud One. Gen X Mom took the picture in the beginning when he was going to race. There's Loud One. Look at that. So, yeah, number 4 would have been a very optimistic ending for his night. He would have been happy if he came in 4th. This was in the beginning. Little did he know he was going to take position 32. He came in 32nd out of 15 racers. That's a hard accomplishment, but he did it. Now Loud One can't bitch at me. They didn't put his picture up there. I've done it twice now. There. He's going to kill me over this one. So there again, there's all the racers that participated. It was a good time. Josh Maddox is in blue in the back. He's the one that fucked everything up. So if you see any videos, any pictures of somebody fucking shit up, it's going to be the blue hoodie every time. All right. Also in there, we got that picture of Big Daddy shooting pool. That's the general leaning over there, getting the fat thing out of my curveball and doing some damage on the break. I sung 2 on that one. I did. I'm supposed to show this again because it's a great picture of my wife and I, and it's wearing the shirt she wanted me to wear. That's the only time you're going to see me not wearing a black shirt. Because why? Well, because like all men, my wife dressed me that night, and you know what that's like. Let's not forget, I know we showed this picture before. Everybody knows that's TDP, Trippy Dippy Pineapple. I want you guys to remember that he received Staff Member of the Year. He is the versatile utility player. He very seldom drops the ball. He's got a great heart. Now, I want to tell you guys something about Trippy. I didn't get a chance to. I was still exhausted during the Tuesday show. I got to admit, it really was. We got through it, but it was a little bit taxing on me. And I'm going to pour myself a drink while I tell you this story. Because the story I'm going to unfold has a caveat. It has a disclaimer. It has a lawyer's precursor in reference to it because we don't want to get in trouble. So if you say that a person wins a trophy for most improved player, well, that means they sucked in the beginning and they became a decent player. If you give someone a compliment, you used to be an asshole and now you're such a nice person, they really don't think of the nice person part, do they? No. They always go, wait a minute. So I was an asshole? That's the only part they hear. I want to tell you something that I'm not trying to point out a beginning. I'm not trying to point out a weakness. This is something that maybe none of you know because hardly any of you know Trippy Pineapple personally, and I do. Over the last 3 years, that man has gone from being very timid and reserved to the man you see before today that will walk around in a crowd and shake hands and introduce himself. He's proud of where he is. He's proud to be on staff. He's proud of what he's part of, and he's helped build it. Why wouldn't he be proud of it? Now, I'm not saying he was a snowflake before. I'm just saying he has come a long way. I've been on this planet a long time. I'm a fairly good judge of that type of character, and I'm going to tell you that not only did Trippy deserve the Staff a Year award for all the stuff he's done selflessly, he also deserves it because his personal development has grown leaps and bounds. He's a cool cat. He's not a completely different person, but he's a different person. As everybody matures and grows, we all have different angles of things we push ourselves towards. I love where he's going. I want you guys to know that without saying that he was something that he wasn't before. I want you guys to know he's a great guy, and he's even better now than he was 3 years ago. And there is a difference. You can ask anybody who's known him through this whole thing. Look at him back then. Look at him now. Huge difference. I dig the kid, and I hope he's around for a long time. He's worth every penny we've invested in him, which really probably isn't anything. I don't think we've ever given him money for anything. In fact, I think I owe him $5 still to this day. I think I owe him money. Oh, boy, I'm never going to live that one down, am I? All right. Let me look and see if I can turn this off. Las Vegas, can't turn that off. Just going down here. Yeah, it's a TDP award. Yeah, here's another one. You guys are going to love this one. This is a wealthy Chicago suburb. These are elites in their gated neighborhood. They propose allowing residents to sign up to house immigrants themselves, to make it legal, to promote it. Maybe they'll give them all a little badge and say, look, I did good. I opened my home to a complete stranger that I don't know that could rape my children and murder me in my sleep. Aren't I a good person for letting these people in? Isn't that great? That's what they're going to do. And no, my wife over there commenting from the side. So just think about that. Now, I wonder, this wealthy Chicago suburb, if they do this, I wonder how many of those people that live in the wealthy Chicago suburb, how many of them are going to sign up? Are they going to lead by example? Are they going to say, well, this is more of a middle income problem? The middle income people, the poor people, no, 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 no. The wealthy, no, 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 no. It's more of a middle income problem. Let's see how the dominoes fall when this plays out. Because I'm going to tell you that I don't think they're going to take any of them. None at all. But that's just me. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm stupid like that. Who knows? All right. This was disturbing. One of you guys sent me this as a toy we should talk about on one of our fun shows. Pregnant Barbie. That cannot be a real thing. I have never heard of that being a toy ever. And the note I got with this, yes, it was a real toy. Yes, it came with maternity clothes, and you could have the baby. That cannot be real. Somebody had to make that, because there is no way that really hit the shelves and sold. I didn't look it up. I didn't go any deeper. Maybe you guys would know. But that just doesn't seem right. The only good thing about this picture, the baby is heading out the right direction. The baby is not breech. My wife always says, make like a baby and head out. Well, there you go. There's make like a baby and head out. All right. Another one you guys sent me said, would you like to play 3-person chess? No. That came out in the 8th. No, I do not want to play. I can hardly play chess against one person. I can't who invented this? You know who plays 3-person chess? Dude who's got way too much time on his hand. The guy who invented this in 1984 never saw a Playboy magazine his entire life. Promise you. I'm promising you that. All right, let me go back to this. I had my notes up here. Did I kind of go through that stuff? Barbecue, Reno, maybe got through that. Let me go between the sheets. If you guys are looking to see who's between the sheets, moderators are between the sheets. What you don't know if you're new to the program, to my left, your right is another monitor. If you guys have been donating, if you guys have had something interesting to say, if you guys have been gifting memberships, the moderators on all the platforms copy and paste what you're saying, and they save it. This is where I get to read some of those. But I can't read them sober, so I got to drink. You can raise the glass with me. I know Two Bears are going to circle the wagons right now because pomegranate stains never go away, Josh. But nobody can see them unless you point them out, brother. Here we go. Somebody yelled hydrate. All right, so let me see what I got here. Jennifer Whitehead, member for 11 months. Legion of X, handsome general, can't wait. I'm not sure when she wrote that. I think staff just leaves that up there just to get me going, just to remind me that I'm handsome. Do you think I need to be reminded that I'm handsome? No. But thank you for doing that. Werewolf 2004, member for 6 months, gifted 5 Gen X Talks memberships. Sean for notes, Super Raider, David Duato, Lindsay, Michael A. Norris Sr. Now, anybody who has a gifted membership or a paid membership on YouTube, on the General's Lunchbox on Facebook, write that down, Facebook people. The General's Lunchbox is a Facebook page, or if you're on Patreon, you can take a peek behind the curtain and see the stuff we don't show everybody. You can look at 3 years of personal content. You can go back and look. John Parise, Facebook Blue. Good evening, General, 17-month subscriber. Been a friend of John's for a while now. Jeremy Groom, Facebook Blue. What are you drinking? Old number 7, as usual. Brooke Sullivan Burke, Facebook Blue. Is it now Las Vegas? No, I was actually up. I don't gamble. I just that's not a thing. My wife and I don't care to. I told you how this goes. I sit at the automatic roulette table. I put in $20. I build it up. She comes and takes it away. But I'm up. I put another $20. I build it up for a little bit. The last high number I was at is about $300, and I gave some of it back. But she cashed it out. The money went in her pocket. So not really a loss for me. I'm personally up. As a couple, we might be down, but as personally, no, I'm always up. Steve Hill, hello, General. Love the show today on KGXT. Then spent the next few hours jamming to the tunes. Cheers to you and the Gen X family drink. Thank you very much, Steve Hill. I add a few songs to the rotation every day. When I get a break, I'm going to add a ton more, plus some inserts from me about stuff like, hey, visit the car show, Two Bears car show, stuff like that. But those are a lot harder to do because the volumes don't come out right, and you can't adjust them. You can only put them in play and watch them go through the mill. So I'm working on that. Cops and Roberts, okay, member for 2 months. Gen X, beautiful mom. Can you have the General wish my grandson Aiden a happy 16th birthday? Aiden, I want to wish you a happy 16th birthday. I would kill to be 16 again. If I could go back to 16 and know what I know now, I'd be a goddamn hero. They'd have me on the $53 bill. That's how important I would have become. Carrie E, member for Carrie E. Why is it Care with an E? Carrie, member for 1 year, $2. You guys are still trying to figure out how the $2 whore is. No one's guessed. Loud one, $5. Last push for people wanting to be part of the bottom of the glass plaque. Message me on Discord, donate towards it. Loud one's talking about the radio station. We don't promote that all the time, but there are plaques you can buy to donate to the radio station, because once this thing is up and running in full swing, they're going to come after us for music rights and viewership, and it's going to cost us every month. And I will mortgage my house to make this go a full year, looking for a sponsor, for someone to help us out. But until then, it's just me and you guys. And what Loud One's talking about is sponsoring a plaque where everybody's putting in a few dollars to buy one of the higher dollar plaques. I'm sure the moderators on all the platforms can put up the link to it. If you got some spare change in the time of Bidenomics, which I don't think you do, but if you do, this is not a bad place to spend it. This is where we get around the platforms and the regulations that are coming. We talked about it earlier. This is one of the pushes. I wouldn't have brought it up, but Loud One did. Thank you, Loud One, for putting that out there. Mike Green, it's been a while. I hope all is well. I find it fitting given your content. I started a new job this year working for Smith & Wesson. Mike Green is my new best friend. All of you who have thought you were my best friend, you're no longer my best friend, and Mike Green is now my best friend. Dead Ringer, the Game Cat Slee Stack. Hi, gentlemen. First stream of the year. Happy February. Thank you very much, Dead Ringer. Nana AMM for 15 months. KGXT Studios, best bar ever. Mama X is not just the queen. Nana says she's the queen. Wow. That's a Game of Thrones reference. And that was a great pull out of there, Nana. Good job. Carrie, member for 1 year. Another $2 trying to figure out who it is. Eric Pratt, YouTube ran an ad while you were talking about JT here in Canada. Probably just a fluke, but it makes a smart man wonder. Orange covering eyes. Wonder hand orange covering eyes. Yep, could be, but it was a nice pull, wasn't it? Sweets, guess the $2 whore is Smicky. Smicky is a $2 whore. She's going through some personal medical stuff. We love Smicky. She deserves to be the $2 whore. She's been the $2 whore before. Loud One, $5. You try your birthday bourbon. We gave you the quarter yet? I have not, Loud One, not yet. David Hemphill, member for 1 year. General, what's your prediction for the Super Bowl and your thoughts on the conspiracy theory of Taylor Swift being a government psyop? Okay, she's not. She's not smart enough to be. Let's cover that one right now. I kind of got to think that I'm a little bit on the train of pulling for the Niners. I'm tired of the Chiefs always being there. I'm really sick of the Taylor Swift stuff. I'm kind of going for the Niners just to shut the cameras off to going to Taylor Swift, because if the Niners win, they're not going to go to Taylor Swift crying. If the Chiefs win, it's going to be football players, Taylor Swift screaming and crying happily. Football players, Taylor Swift joyfully rejoicing that everything's going well. Football players, go back up to the booth. What's Taylor Swift doing now? That's what's going to happen if the Chiefs win. That's not the NFL to me, so I'm kind of pulling for the other guys. Mrs. 4 Watton gifted 5 Gen X Talks membership. Tyler Cronin, Ed Reynolds, Iowa Wrench, Big Mama 1975, and Time Surfing Alien. Want to meet that guy? There again, you guys can look behind the scenes after the show's over. Thank you very much, Mrs. 4. Dead Ringer, the Game Stats Lease Out, $2 for the $2 whore. It's Smicky. We talked about that. Robert Heath, brother, it's damn good to see you and hear you again. Watch you and your son videos from back in the day. Almost 3 years to the day. That's why the video went up as the retro video for today. That was the very first video the kid ever posted in the Gen X Talks lore. Chush, $2. Is Smicky the $2 whore? Yes, she is. Sweets, 187. We leave for Cuba Monday morning at 6 a.m., so hopefully I can get the Wi-Fi to work well enough to join the live streams and the movie. Sweets is going down to Cuba to help overthrow the government. We wish her well. And yes, you will need Wi-Fi to do that. Sweets is on Rumble right now. Sean MacArthur, Facebook Personal. Here you go, General. Some stars for the weight loss. Keep going, sir. Strong. The sky's the limit. 100 stars sent. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you. Sean MacArthur, Facebook Personal. Gen X Mom. Here's some stars for the Queen. Now, Sean, You fucked it up, man. We were getting along good. Then you gave money to her. And now we can't be friends anymore. John Creed, a friend of mine's mother passed away a few weeks ago. I don't know what to say and hadn't for a couple of days. Watched your video. That was spot on. Sent it to him today, and he said it helped him. Thank you, John. If there's ever anything that we do around here with Gen X Talks that remotely resembles anything that helps anybody, then we're grateful. We're actually humbled that someone would take the time to use any of our thoughts or our words or the stories that go through our channel. If there's anything good that comes from it, believe me, it's not from us. We're just a conduit, and we're having a good time doing it. Just common sense and hope it helps. Listen, I got to go. We're a couple minutes past. Gen X Mom has been a trooper. To my left, your right. You can't see her. You can't hear her. She's pushed herself today. Her medication's not helping a ton. Her diet is working for the pain, but it's a struggle when you make her sit and do these things all day. But she's coming along. Thank God Marcy Zavala has been there to change her pain. You guys know the story. I'm not getting paid to say that. That's a friend of ours, a friend of the family for a long time, and she's making a difference in my wife. My wife couldn't walk around the house 6 times. Now she walks around the neighborhood 6 times. But after a full day, it gets to her. She's at her limit. It's time to put her in a hot bath, a heating pad, and get her something in bed as quick as I can. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being part of stuff on all the platforms. Look, we did all the platforms without the kid today. We don't need him anymore. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock for the World Show. We'll talk about Texas a lot, get some answers on that. Then we're going to head down to Fontana, hang out with Two Bear, walk the lot, and get ready for the car show that's about a month away. Thank you for wasting an hour of your evening. If you had an hour to give up, we really appreciate you giving it up to Gen X Talks. Remember 2 things. Wherever you go in this world, there you are. I'm going to give you the second one in a second because I'm drinking a closing drink to all of you extras and everybody who just showed up for the first time. Thank you very much. This drink is for you guys. Now, you won't feel that drink as much as I will, but it's still for you guys. I can still say that. All right. Not sure where you're listening in from around the world, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps along the Armed Service Radio Network. We really thank you guys for tuning in and being part of Gen X Talks, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. That's right. I said it. You can't stop me. I said it, man. Let's go.